Good day, you have Denyse Mike's side, and in this short tutorial we're going to look at locating, navigating and using presenter's view so that you can make an informed decision whether you want to use it or not when you do your presentations. Now the first thing that this tutorial presumes is that you know how to use PowerPoint. So what's happened, I've now gone to slide show ribbon, and there under monitors there's an option for presenters view, and all you do is you click in the box to activate presenters view. The only problem is if I go into play mode, it's still going to show as a normal slideshow. What I see is what the students are going to see, and this is because I do not have a data projector or a monitor plugged in at this point in time. If you have a look over here, you'll see that it's going to PC screen only. With normal PowerPoint, where you don't go in presenter's view, it will duplicate your slide so that you see what they see. But in presenter's view, it extends the slide so that they will see the slideshow, but you will see presenter's view, which is really nifty. Now, if you cannot get hold of a data projector, but you want to practice, all you do is right click over here next to the slideshow and just say show presenter's view, and voila, you're in it. It's made up of 3 frames: the main slide that what the audience or the students are seeing, the next slide that's coming up, or the next animation, it'll tell you which, and your speaker's notes. Now you're in a Windows environment, so everything can be enlarged and reduced. I always make my writing as big as possible because I'm as blind as a bat, but the choice is yours. Okay, very quickly, show taskbar will do just that. You cannot get to internet from presenter's view. You cannot follow a link from presenter's view. It doesn't work. I have gone to all the help desk options. I've been to support groups. There is no solution at present. Display settings I don't fiddle with because it's now set up nicely, and end slideshow speaks for itself. Over here is a very nifty tool. It's a timer and it says how long I've been speaking for. Now the good thing is, say I'm at class, I've got 45 minutes, but they took a little bit late getting there, they took a little bit long settling down. It means I'll have to cut out things. I can use that to judge how much needs to be taken out without deviating from the outcomes that I want to achieve. Next to it is pause. If I wanted to pause the time, I could. I can't think why I would do that. And finally, there's reset. On this side, it's the time on my computer. So that sort of gives me a control of what's going on. In the center is the actual slide that's going to project. Now at the bottom are a few nifty tools. Notice I'm using my arrow to show you things. However, in presenter's view, that arrow does not project. So the students cannot see you doing this, for instance. There are 1 or 2 things that you can use. If I go here, there's an option for laser pointer. Now a laser pointer does project. So I can put it onto laser pointer and I'll be able to highlight things that way. The other option is to highlight something. So I can color something in. The only disadvantage is if I end my slideshow and I say save, it's going to save the yellow coloring in. So if you don't want to save your scribbling, you have to go back here again and say erase all ink on slides, and there we go, back to normal. The other thing, and you can see I'm still in coloring in mode, you cannot activate video clips in that mode. You have to go here, arrow options, visible, and go back to your normal arrow to be able to activate videos. The next thing that's really useful is slide sorter view, and believe me, the students don't see any of this. For instance, I could be on here. Now I go to slide sorter view. I need to miss this video clip. The students came a little late, we don't have time, and I'm going to go straight here. Now the students don't see any of this. I just click on there and there we go. We're ready with that slide, and the next slide is lined up. So that's really useful. This here is a magnifying glass. So if I was busy demonstrating this, that's extremely small. I can use my magnifying glass. I can zoom in, talk, say what I want to say, and then zoom out back to normal view again. This tool is called the black and unblack slideshow. Now the thing is, students will always read what's on your slide. So don't go and put copious notes on your slide. They belong into the speaker notes. However, there are a few things you can do. Number one, keep your points short and to the point. Keywords. Use bullets. Use animation. Click and then talk. And in fact, when I click, you even just pause for a second, let the students read it before you read it to them or try and say something. The other thing you can do is you can go here and you can just say black. Then what the students see is silt. They will listen to you. They will concentrate on what you have to say. And when you want them to see the slide again, you can just click there. Now notice here it says next animation. That means there is an animation or two on the slide. And I can see their red blocks there. So that is not going to go to next slide until the animation has happened. I can just use the navigation tool here. And it animates. And then it says next slide. And it shows me which slide is coming up. Right, I spoke about the speaker's notes already. You've seen how we navigate here. It's quite easy to navigate here. I can enlarge these speaker's notes. I can reduce the speaker's notes. There we go. Okay, there are a few things I need to show you before we stop this. And the first one is this one. I'm going to read it to you. See how easy it is. A separate slideshow will be provided to you, the trainer. On each slide will be an indication of what you may not, or should change. Some slides are generic, but others need personalization to demonstrate the services and resources in your specific library. For example, photos. So what we're trying to say is, if you see a red robot, it means you may not change that. The format, the color, the size of the font is set by public relations. No negotiation there. If you see a yellow robot, it's your choice. I might have used a screenshot about Swan Lake, the ballet, and you've got these big hurly-burly engineer students in front of you. They're not going to identify with Swan Lake. I would change that screenshot to something to do with motorcar engines or civil engineering or something they're interested in, but it's your choice. And finally, things that should change, for instance, are your photographs. When it comes to this, please, you may be doing this presentation in a faculty meeting. You may be doing this presentation where parents are present. You may even be doing this presentation at the beginning of the year to all the students. Whatever, you need to have professional photographs taken. Don't just take out your your Nokia and Mikkedruk and take photos with that. Get the professional guys. We have professional photographers on campuses that will do this for you free of charge. And definitely you should change that. The other thing that may need changing is things like in my ERC, we don't have an eye center in our library. In my ERC, you can basically print and duplicate, make photocopies, and that's about it. However, in your ERC, you might be able to bind and laminate. So you need to change that. You need to add or delete things that are not relevant to your library. Okay, we have had a look at moving at the bottom here from slide to slide. Let's go to the next slide. Now this happens to be a video clip and it will activate. You see my mouse becomes a hand. It will activate and run, but not if you've left it in laser pointer view. Then it will not activate. So please make sure that you leave your arrow options under visible. And all you do is click. And so it plays. How easy is that? And so you carry on to the next one. As I said before, live, these links don't work. So you're going to have to think out a plan B if you want to go live. Then maybe presenter's view is not the best option for you. If you're just going to stick to your PowerPoint, it's fine. Or if you're going to show a video, a Camtasia video in connection with the screenshots that are coming up, that's fine too. Okay, so finally I want to show you the game. and show you how easy it is to run. Now, games are games for a reason. They are not there just to play games and have fun. You have got certain outcomes you have to achieve. The easiest way to assess if you've achieved them is to do some sort of an activity. If you were, say, playing Zonk, and you can change it, you can see you may change it if you want to. If you've got your favorite game, you may change it, as long as you reach the outcomes. That's the big thing. And as they play, you'll soon see if there's a gap in their knowledge, or a gap in their understanding, or even gaps in their skill. From the feedback they give you in this game. So games really are useful if used for the right reason. So I'm going to start my game. This is my first question sheet. It says select a number and answer a question. It also says if you get it right, you'll select a score, and it is a game of luck. And if you get it wrong, you're going to miss a turn. Okay, so team 1 comes up and I say, okay, what number do you want? And they say, we choose 10. And you say, okay, 10. The question is, how many books may you take out at a time? And some bright spark jumps up and says, 4 books. You say, well done, and you click. It then goes to a score sheet unique to question 10. Then it comes to luck. If they get zonk, they double their score. If they get bonus, librarian, it's up to you what you're going to do if they get bonus. Alright, so they say, right, we want to try for 9, and the score is 10,000. Have a scorer and let the scorer write the score down. And then you use this home icon to go back to the first page. Please note there are only 12 questions. You cannot reuse a question, so keep it written down somewhere. Just know which questions have been used. Now, when you get to the end, like the end, you finish. You do not have to let them answer every single question here. When I divide them into teams, it is nice if they can at least answer 2 questions, depending on time. You use this one here, and thank you for attending.